my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to these guppies and rebel now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high. I can't touch the sky. If I die, let a night know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to these guppies and rebel now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high. I can't touch the sky. If I die, let a night know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to these guppies and rebel now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high. I can't touch the sky. If I die, let a night know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast on this Wednesday, man. Y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, and y'all know we have Music Monday as well. But this is Sold Out, where, of course, we continue the sneaker talk, man. Sign up for that Sold Out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the comment section, and it is free to sign up, where, of course, we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, a music section, you name it. Pretty much, if I don't get the content out in time, it's most likely already posted in the Discord, and it's free to sign up. Other than that, man, tonight's topic, I want to dive into this joint. I will touch the comment section in just a little bit. We're going to pretty much be talking Foot Locker. Looks like, as we found out, as Dick's gets ready to acquire them, looks like Foot Locker has still been taking losses in the quarter two ahead of the Dick's Sporting Goods acquisition. So we're going to be covering that tonight. And then pretty much the works of how the acquisition is going to go within the next months. Look like Dunks is, not my respect, look like Dick's Sporting Goods is actually trying to, go ahead and get the deal and acquire them as soon as possible. Looks like rumors is they're expected to close in September 8th, which is literally right around the corner. I mean, literally within a matter of a couple weeks. And then we'll talk JD Sports. Looks like they've seen some improvement in performance across North America on some new shoe launches. So we're going to be talking about that as well. And then, of course, upcoming sneaker releases. And then we'll wrap this thing up here for the night, man. So let me test the chat, see what we got in the building. And then y'all let me know if visuals and audio is okay. And then we'll dive right in, man, because I want to make sure that, I stay right on time and moving things forward, right? So it looks like we got J2 Fresh in the building, says chillin', what's good? What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all coming and out. Long Beach Joe Jet says salutes and respect to Polo in the chat. What up, Long Beach? What up? Let's see. J2 Fresh says At Polo, I finally caught a live stream. I'm ready to watch. I've always working out, recovering from a stroke. Oh, says, I was always working out. Says, recovering from a stroke. When it happens, I'm ready to watch this. Okay, dog. I hope nothing but a good recovery for you, man, because, yeah, I know that definitely can't be easy, man. So I appreciate you for catching a live and just taking time out what you got going on to check out the live too, man. It really means a lot for real, man. I you know what I'm saying? Wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you are recovering and hopefully it's going well. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Long Beach Joe Jess says, looks like it says, at J2 Fresh, I'm glad you've healed from the stroke. Most definitely, man. That's what I want to say too, man. I'm definitely glad you healed, man. That caught me off guard if you guys can't tell, man. But yeah, let's dive in. Looks like we do have the undefeateds. They're supposed to be coming this weekend too. I haven't seen them loaded up on the sneakers app, but that's how it's supposed to be as a close out. Of course, I'll be dropping some more stuff, and then my pair. Hopefully, I'll have a unboxing and on feet here pretty soon. Knock on wood, because it took forever for my pair to actually get in. So we'll see how that goes. Where we at real quick, J2 Fresh says, I appreciate that. No problem, homie. No problem, no problem, no problem, no problem. Also, looks like Crep Protect got some new like foam cleaner, but I feel like we've already seen that from the other brand, which is Rejuvenator, which I think is the top two like sneaker shoe cleaners. I actually was thinking today when I got home, man, I was watching some videos that Dunk sent me and stuff like this. I was like, man, not that I want to be the guy that just try to sell y'all stuff, but I was like, man, I need to think of a product that I feel like that would be good where it's affordable, cheap, and everybody wants it too. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was getting from it. It all stemmed from me watching a lot of music stuff too. So I'm definitely going to be brainstorming a lot over the next couple weeks and see what I can do, man. But again, I'm in no rush to develop something if I'm trying to make it great. Sometimes to make something great, you need to take time, and you don't want to throw something out there and, you know, you see it flop because you didn't put enough time and thought and effort into it too. But let's dive in real quick. We will start with the Foot Locker situation and then transition on to Dick's Sporting Goods and then go on to JD Sports. Again, y'all smash that like button as y'all coming in out, man. So let me get ready to share my screen here. Give me like 2 seconds. Let's see where we at. And boom, you guys should be seeing my screen right here. This is the first story we're covering tonight. Looks like Foot Locker loses continues in Q2 ahead of Dick's Sporting Goods acquisition. And it says total sales were down 2.4% in the second quarter of the fiscal 2025 to 1.85 billion. So this is my thing, man. To be honest, right? In today's environment, right? How hard is it, with the exception of a few shoes this year, right? How hard is it to really cop some? I mean, let's just keep it 100. The shattered backboards, if I'm not mistaken, they're still available. Even if they're not available on the sneakers app, with a little bit of footwork, I'm pretty sure you could probably find them, you know? And I wouldn't even be surprised to see if they were going to be like low resale. Now, my pair that I had from 2015, I had to come off the hips because I waited too late. But could the shattered backboards be one of those shoes that raise over time as well? You know what I'm saying? Price-wise, you know what I'm saying? Again, you know what I'm saying? And it's probably going to take some time. It's probably not going to be within the last, like, you know, next, like, couple of years or what have you. But it will be probably sooner than expected. But at the same time, I'm hearing the quality control issues on that too. A lot of things you can take into consideration when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? So let me hit the chat real quick. Let's see. J2 Fresh says at Owen he's talking about at Long Beach. He says good looking out. I appreciate that. Slayer in the building says, what up, Sneaker Squad 100? What up, Slayer? Long Beach says the shatters are sitting. Again, I'm borderline not surprised. And I feel like back then when they dropped at first, they probably didn't sell out instantly and then they kind of grew over time. To be honest, you got to keep in mind they grew over a time where people didn't really understand the story. And then also resale wasn't on the level of what it was at one point since like 2020 and 2021. So a lot of that to take into consideration too. Now I'm curious, with these sitting, does this bring down the 2015 pair a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Not much, but probably gonna dip if I had to guess, right? Where we at real quick? Long Beach says, we're at that one. Manny with the Kick says, West Gucci sold our family. What up, Manny? Long Beach says, J2 Fresh, respect to you. Most definitely. Let's get to the article real quick. It says, as Foot Locker prepares for its acquisition by Dick's Sporting Goods, the retailer released a look at its second quarter earnings. According to the footwear retailers, total sales were down 2.4% in the second quarter of the fiscal 2025 to $1.85 billion as compared to what sales of $1.90 billion in the second quarter of 2024. So they're comparing a year-to-year comparison. So roughly down, if you think about it, it's 2.4% is what they're saying. But it's my thing too. Any loss in the company, no matter if it's this small, to them, that's billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, they're still $1 billion company, but at the same time, you don't want to see go down unless you're making some major changes, which Foot Locker tried that. They tried to, close X amount of stores. I think it was like 400 some stores they've closed, and then they've remodeled a lot of their newer stores, moved them in locations. They tried to bring it back. This is my question to you all, right? What can Foot Locker do to bounce back? That was a question when me and Dunks was doing the last week, covered and asked. But this is my thing. I guess I should reword it now. Let's update the question, right? What can, now that Dick's is pretty much acquiring them, pause, what can they do to bring Foot Locker back? Can they, right? Is Foot Locker just too outdated? Is it over? I don't think so. I still, let me put it this way. If I can hit my stuff local, I still kind of prefer Foot Locker, right? But this is my thing too. That's what I kind of grew up on. But I will say this, my last cop was at DTLR, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just, this the thing, they're letting the notification go a little bit earlier than Foot Locker too. What is Dick's Sporting Goods about to bring to the table for Foot Locker is the question. Hey, I said pause, Long Beach, I said pause, I totally said pause. I said that, just letting that be known. It says, losses winded in the, it says, losses winded in the period as well. The company saw a net loss of $38 million in the second quarter compared to its net loss of $12 million in the previous year period. Again, that, I don't care how rich you are or how successful your business is, that's something that clearly adds up, no matter how you slice it and dice it. These companies are in the business to make money. And if you think about this, if they're going down, that means they still got to pay their employees or they got to cut their employees. And it's a thing, too, where people understand where, think about it, when business is booming, right? They hire plenty of staff. Everybody's happy. Everybody's getting paid. But then when things start to slow down, what's the first thing they usually get cut? Usually the staff. But this is the thing. That don't mean the roles and the jobs go away, right? You can insert any company in here, right? Where they make cuts to the employees, but the roles don't go away. And now they say they cut the staff in half, right? And it was already steady and busy with the team you had already. But, you still got a lot of work to do, but they're not seeing the numbers. And this is why I try to preach to people at my job too. I can compare this to my job, what I do, right? We work off of work orders as well, right? I work directly with a lot of other teams, and I know if I hit them up, they'll help me, if they're available, they'll help me within reason or on the spot or in a timely manner. And, while the work order may just be in my name, I always say hey, yo, I'm going to throw you guys a work order too. And they're like, man, I don't care about the numbers, this and the third. I'm like, I get it, because we know that we're all working together. Even to my knowledge, I always say this too, my leadership, they should know that we are busting our you-know-whats, right? But at the same time, there's people above them, and there's people above them, and above them. While they see oh yeah, Jeremy's doing XRV, or so-and-so's doing XYZ, they run numbers, right? And that's why I say every number count. And this is just no different when you compare it to this. While they may have to reduce some employees, but hell, that don't mean the work goes away. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff is probably not, they're seeing it up front like they want to see. So that's why I say even in my job, every number counts, man. And even when I do stuff, even when the boss, them ask me to do something directly with no ticket, I don't argue. I do it because that's what the boss told me to do. And then I make sure, if I remember, which I'm doing my very best and I've been on top of it trying to cross my T's and dot my I's. If there's not if there's not like a work order, there will be a work order for it because they count those work orders. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So sorry to go on that rant, but yeah, this kind of touches home to me right here. Let me get through the rest of this article. I am going to touch the chat here. Give me like 2 seconds. Let's see. Long Beach says, if you could hit your stuff local, hey, yo, pause. Look, I'm saying if you can hit your sneakers local, you know what I'm saying? Like, I prefer to pick my stuff up locally, like my sneakers, man. Let's see, Man with the Kick says, Richard Sports. Slayer says, Foot Locker, still the GOAT, in my opinion. It's a sneaker prices that kill it, to be honest. That's how I feel, too. But is that on Foot Locker, though, or is that on the tariffs, right? And I'm not going to talk tariffs tonight if I can get around it, but at the same time, yeah, who's the blame? Who's at fault on that one? You know what I'm saying? Who is the blame for that? Like, Foot Locker, them, even if shoes prices didn't skyrocket though, they still needed to bring something different to the table. I mean, Foot Lockers, in my opinion, while they have revamped a lot of stores, but before then, I guess they thought that may have been the issue, that, you know, JD Sports and their stores look more hip and appealing. But at the same time, Divine Photos saw, like, in my last, like, pickup vlog, even though I got there, you know, at a certain time and I didn't anticipate a lot of people been there, it still was like dead as, like, literally it was just, when I went in there, you would have swore I got in through the back door, pause, you know, as in they let me in, pause, and they was like, yo, you do what you need to do, ain't nobody in here, the music went loud and jamming, this, that, and the third. It was perfect, so I shot everything I needed to shoot right in the store, and they were cool with it, you know what I mean? Where we at, Long Beach says, Foot Locker need to fix its app, especially its raffle confirmation page. They need to uninvest in GOAT and publicly disclose that they've done with GOAT. I don't think they're going to do the publicly expose they're done with GOAT type of vibe, but I mean, I agree with that, but I highly doubt they go public with it. Now, I will say this, their app, my opinion, before they switched over to this whole FLX stuff, it was fine the way it was, but I get what they were saying, because somebody like me who's been a like OG member with Foot Locker and already was like at the top tier automatically off rip because of all the stuff I bought from them in the past and didn't even realize I was collecting points for that. Yeah, I'm going to most likely always be available to hit. I never forget, I hit on a pair of Concords in 2018 for not just me, but me and Dunks. You know what I'm saying? In person, picked them up. It was everything, you know, like, I loved it. But then they were like, you know, we're going to switch it up where everybody gets a fair chance so everybody can eventually get their foot in the door. You know, I get it. And then it went to a time where I couldn't hit on Foot Locker at all. But they do need to fix their app because it is janky, especially with the new FLX program. Like, they confirmation joint, it says you got them, but so I've heard this too, right? Let me throw this out there. I've heard that even if you get the confirmation page, but you can't officially confirm. So for the people who don't know, on like FLX app, and I haven't done this in a while, but usually you get the got them, but you gotta, you know, confirm within an X amount of thing. There's a few extra steps. But sometimes those steps never, ever come available. Now, I've heard that if you can take a screenshot of that you got the confirmation, but you couldn't do it, if you pull up to the store, your name should still be on the list. But how annoying would it be if you do that, you pull up, your name's not on the list, and you got the proof, and then, well, we just don't see it, and then all the stuff sells out, and you made a trip for nothing, you wasted gas. So can Foot Locker, yeah, it definitely needs to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? Versus, you know, if they take care of the customer, they take care of the customer. You know what I mean? But again, yeah, definitely need something they should work on for sure if they're going to acquire that. But I'm very curious because Dick's Sporting Goods did like this wristband joint, I thought they did, right? So, I mean, how are they going to work with Foot Locker stuff? You know what I mean? So it'll be very interesting how they take this on, right? Where we at real quick, Long Beach says, tariff talk is unnecessary. It impacts, it says tariff talks is necessary. It impacts everything. This is true. This is true. Says, what's more comparable? Sales decreased by 2.0% in the second quarter. One bright spot, Cops in North America generated a slight increase of 1.4%, which represented an improvement relative to the first quarter. It says additionally, this period represented the fourth consecutive quarter of positive comparable sales growth at the company's Champ Sports banner, which, to be honest, that's another thing too, while we're on this Foot Locker talk too, right? They used to have so many other stores like under their umbrella. It was Foot Locker, there was East Bay, there was Champs, there's pretty much, who else am I thinking of? Lady Foot Locker, Kids Foot Locker. You know, they did a lot of spinoffs, right? Champs, of course, as I just named that joint, and then Foot Action, right? Honestly, I don't, like we said before last live, we don't even hear about Foot Action anymore. I think they're all done. You know what I mean? But they fall under that umbrella of, you know, pretty much Foot Locker. This is my things too. I don't, you know, for me, it's a thing too, which is weird. To me, why did you need a lady Foot Locker if you got a ladies like section in some of your Foot Locker stores? You know what I'm saying? Because I'll never forget whenever like one mall we got here, and I haven't been there in a minute. Like I haven't been there in a long time. There was Foot Locker, and Kid Foot Lockers was like diagonal from the joint. And I remember, like, you know, if I was to try to pick up a shoe for like a family member or something that wears a size smaller than me, this and the third, they would be like, I would go over there, be like, oh, call Kids Foot Locker, which is right over. They would be looking at each other from the mall, from on the phone. You know what I'm saying? It was very interesting, but I mean, I guess business was booming like that. Also, don't even want to talk this, but just a hypothetical, right? If Foot Locker them can't sell the stuff for what they get for retail or at a wholesale price, I can only imagine what the resale shops is about to go through. You know what I mean? Let's see. Slayer says Champs was dope as F. I agree. Champs was his own thing. I used to go in there. You know, definitely different. The Champs here now, dog. Last time I went in one, it was not. Like they didn't have nothing other than some basic stuff, and I'm like, you need some extra, right? Which me and Devon was talking about this in the Discord earlier about Nike and Jordan Brand in general. It's like, dog, I think us people who are into sneakers has been in this joint where we're the generation that kind of like help bring it up, and the younger generation, they don't really care like that. So we don't have some of these shoes now that we're getting like released. We don't have these joints at least 2 or 3 times now. You know, I feel like we're also like, we want something different to the table, and we say that all the time, but at the same time, we just don't want any and everything, right? So it's going to be a tough, like, I think Nike them is going to feel it too. It says, additionally, this period represented the fourth consecutive quarter of positive comparable sales growth at the company Champ Sports banner, generating a comparable increase of 2.0%, excluding WSS. Comparable sales in the North America increased by 2.6%. These gains were partially offset by comparable sales declines from the European and Asia Pacific businesses, which decreased by 10.3%. The company noted. During the second quarter, the company opened 2 new stores and closed 11 stores. Wow. So they opened 2 but closed 11. Rough math, that's what, 9? It says also, yeah, so pretty much if you look about it, basically a total of 9 stores. And I'm assuming they still got to do the 11 because they're probably, these 2 new stores probably are in locations where they didn't have a Foot Locker, you know, if I had to guess. Also, during the quarter, the company remodeled or relocated 14 stores and refreshed 52 stores to its updated design standards. As of August 2nd, the company still said that it operated 2,354 stores in 20 countries in North America, Europe, Asia, and Australia, New Zealand, right? In addition, 243 licensed stores were operating in the Mid-East, Europe, and Asia. Mary Dillon, Chief Executive Officer of Foot Locker, said in a statement that the company built sequential momentum at the Foot Locker, Kids Foot Locker, and Champ Sports banners, including a positive start to the back-to-school session in July. But if that's the case, why are your numbers shining down, you know? It says, at the same time, our result reflected a challenging operating environment and soft store traffic trends, particularly in our WSS international business. Dillon said, our team continued to execute our lace up plan, remaining focused on elevating our customers' experiences. Our customer experiences by leveraging our strong brand partnership, enhancing our store base through our refresh and reimagine programs, improving our digital platforms, and deepening global engagement through our FLX Rewards program. This news comes one day after Dick's Sporting Goods said that all required regulatory approvals to the complete its 2.4 billion transaction to acquire Foot Locker has been received. The deal is expected to close September 8th. Right? Okay. So yeah, we'll see after September 8th. And I'm assuming as soon as Dick's Sporting Goods start getting things in, these guys are not going to waste any time, getting to the business of trying to make changes. Because think about it. If Foot Locker them is already technically in the hole, right? I ain't going to say hole, in the hole. They're not in the hole because obviously they up. But let's just say if the sales are already down, Dick's Sporting Goods is pretty much dropped what? They're million or $1 billion on the store. They want to recoup as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? Again, so we're going to transition on to the next story real quick. It says Dick's Sporting Goods works to close Foot Locker acquisition next month. Concerns remain over new company's future. The detail is now expected to close September 8th. That's another thing. Who's to say they don't keep the doors open? Who says they close the doors? Who say they try to take their time to try to revamp it? Who knows? Let's see. Ninja One says, I like your hair, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro. Really means a lot. It says, a new athletic retail powerhouse is one step closer to becoming reality. On Tuesday, Dick's Sporting Goods noted, and I will say this too, man, because as I was talking to Dunks earlier, right? He had pointed this out years ago. I'll never forget. He's like, yo, Dick's Sporting Goods is the next place that's gonna be that, that spot. He was always big on selling Dick's Sporting Goods, of how they are ready to take it to the next level. And at the time, I couldn't see it. But to be honest, obviously, it's becoming reality now, right? No matter how you slice it and dice it. It says on Tuesday, Dick's Sporting Goods noted that all required regulatory approvals, including absorbing the required waiting period under the Hart-Scott-Rodino Antitrust Improvements Act of 1976 to complete the $2.4 billion merger, have been met. With the retailer's path forward made clear by regulators, the deal is now expected to close on September 8th, subject to the satisfaction of remaining customary closing conditions, Dick said. Pause. Again, I've never been a fan of the name, and it's not really cool to read, but I'll keep it moving, though. It says the announcement comes just days after shareholders for Foot Locker voted to approve the acquisition and the special meeting held on Friday, which we covered this on Saturday as well. It says, in May, Dick's Sporting Goods announced its intention to acquire Foot Locker for $2.4 billion, which would combine the U.S. largest sporting goods retailer with one of the largest athletic shoe retailers in the country. The new giant would allow Dick's Sporting Goods to control more than 15% of the U.S. sporting goods market and could create a duopoly, which, if you think about that, it's kind of like monopoly to me, right? Duopoly, I'm assuming, is like duo, which means two, which technically I don't think that's illegal, but monopolies is illegal, right? Monopoly, if you ever played the board game Monopoly, pretty much to win the game, to the best of my knowledge, you want to own everything where everybody has to pay you no matter how you slice it and dice it. Which that means usually you can raise the prices. The more stuff you put on it, the more this and a third, all that, right? So it says the duopoly will be the largest athletic footwear retailers in JD Sports. Let me touch the chat real quick. Where we at real quick? Let's see. Ninja One says, "Did you pick up the shattered backboards?" No, I decided not to, mainly because I have my 2015 pair and they're still in good condition. And we were talking about that a little bit earlier. So everybody's saying that the new version, pretty much this year's version, they're kind of sitting, So I'm kind of like, my 2015 pair is still in good condition. So I'm like, I think I'm going to thug it out for right now. You know what I mean? Slayer says, they got to change their name, bruh. I agree. It's nothing cool about saying DSG, and I'm saying that abbreviated, right? I get it, though. To be honest, the name is doing absolutely positively what they wanted to do. Pretty much is that like attention, right? It's like me. I wear the red bandana, but I'm in no way, in shape, or form affiliated with anything negative. But people always ask, like, why you wear that, this, and that, third? And I'm like, because you're answering your own question, because it's an attention grabber, you know what I'm saying? So when you think about it, if you look at their stores, what do they have written outside of the building in big, bold letters? And I'm not going to say it out loud. You know what I'm saying? I've already said it way more than I want to. It says, and with the closure of the sale looming just weeks away, some analysts wary about the new company's future. Williams trading analyst Sam Posher is one of those voices, stating in a note last week he fears that Dick's takeover of Foot Locker will distract the sporting goods retailer from the progress it has made in recent quarters. Again, who knows? I mean, they've made some progress, but it clearly wasn't the progress that they had anticipated that they wanted to make. You know what I'm saying? So, at the same time, they're like, yo, we can let them acquire it or take an acquisition for this, and everybody wins, Let's see, Ninja says, that's smart, bro. 2015 is the holy grail. Yeah, this is true. They look good to me. You know what I'm saying? They still in good condition. I still rock them from time to time. So, and I've been hearing, I haven't heard nothing positive about the 2025 pair, to keep it real. It says Dick's has undergone significant improvements in store layout, store design, omni-channel execution, exclusive brand execution, brand and product assortments, and to lesser degree in-store customer engagement, right? Or consumer engagement. Poser wrote, overall, we believe that Dick's Sporting Goods has become the default sporting goods store, but generally not the most go-to sporting goods store. So this is true. Because now, though, if you think about it, if they take those Foot Locker stores, even if they change the names to Dick's Sporting Goods, right, which I cannot just not picture a mall with having a Foot Locker in it. I don't consider it a mall if you don't have a Foot Locker in it. Even the outlets have a Foot Locker mall. A Foot Locker store in there is what I'm trying to get at. Foot Locker store. I cannot picture a mall without having a Foot Locker store. Point blank period, no matter they slice it and dice it. So I'm like, if they change it all to Dick's Sporting Goods, but still keep the Foot Locker stuff in there, are they going to put like the boats and the stuff you seen hanging from the ceilings and stuff too? Because when I think of Dick's Sporting Goods, bro, I don't think of sneakers. I think of like wildlife and outdoorsy type of stuff, like for the people who like to go camping and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm very curious how this is going to go. You know what I mean? I'm very curious. That would be interesting. Let me get through the rest of the article real quick. It says, but Poser added that he foresees challenges ahead for Dick's when taking on its athletic specialty retailer like Foot Locker, which focuses on fashion, lifestyle consumers, and operates smaller store footprints, many of which are in malls or urban street locations. I told y'all. Think about it. I just told y'all. What did I tell y'all? I cannot imagine a Foot Locker. I cannot imagine a mall without a Foot Locker. It would just be weird, to me. The expertise to run the athletic specialty retailer are not within the core competencies of Dick's Sporting Goods, he wrote. The analyst also suggested that leadership need to run both businesses successfully does not currently exist inside the companies. Many of Foot Locker's most experienced talent and tenured leaders departed the company over the past few years and are now holding senior merchants positions at Journeys, Famous Footwear, and Snipes, which, if I'm not mistaken, Snipes is under JD Sports, right? If I'm not mistaken. Poser wrote that, by the way. Rhea Slayer says, so true. Dick's Sporting Goods is for campers or hikers. It's not like I'm not a Dick's guy. Major pause. Hey, that is a pause. Hey, pause. I'm mad I even read that, dog. Really? The last part? Hey, to be honest though, you're saying you're not into that. If we was to do a play on words, I mean, it still just don't sound right though. Pause. But yeah, when I think of Dick's Sporting Goods, I think of like camping, maybe if your kids are into sports, you get that type of, you know what I'm saying? You go get your cleats there or some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking. So it says, while there are some talented merchants remaining at Foot Locker, new leadership will be needed in our view, which will not be easy to come by even for an incredible retail expert. So that's crazy because if they do this, they're probably going to restructure the leadership slightly, meaning, I'm going to just say it nicely. Everybody can't stay. You know what I mean? And we're going to keep it 100. Everybody ain't going to be able to stay. And they're going to have to do what they got to do because they're going to be in the mindset, what do we have to do to make up for our $2.4 billion, right? We need our money back to at least one. If they break even, that's a win, but they're looking to do more than just break even, I'm sure, It says on the bright side, however, Poser said that there will be approximately $100 million to $125 million of costs. Energies once the deal is closed, which will be realized in the medium term. Some of the cost savings he foresee are duplicate costs like technology and human resources, distribution center efficiencies, and better terms from vendors. Dick's and Foot Locker combined will be able to use its health pressure its vendors for more of what it wants, Poser said. Generally, such strength should be good. However, it's essential that the brands, especially the strongest ones, stick to their principles and do not believe that orders from the Dick's Sporting Goods and Foot Locker merchants always reflect the demand of the end consumer. So at the end of the day, what this article pretty much saying, like, while they're saying like, cool, we can put more pressure, we'll have more leverage at, the vendors that really want to come in and do business with us. But at the end of the day, it's still up to us, the consumer, to buy the product to keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm pretty sure through the week, dog, I don't even want to probably pull up on a Foot Locker and see what it looks like in there, or let alone Champs, right? Because that still falls under their umbrella. Now, we still, especially, and I hate to bring up the economy because, ironically, I didn't want to do that, but at the same time, people are also on a different type of time right now because we got a lot going on no matter how you slice it and dice it, man. Period. But that pretty much wraps up the Dick's Sporting Goods and Foot Locker whole situation and what's going on currently. Let's transition on to JD Sports for the last 15 minutes, and then we'll do upcoming sneaker releases to wrap things up here in the last 5. So last 10 minutes, we're going to cover this story. Let's see, we got Devon Photos in the building. Says, what up? What up, Devon? What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out. Let me get this one started. Last story for the night. Says JD Sports sees improved performance in North America, credits new shoe launches. The retailer also reported stronger sales trends in the apparel and its online business in the region, right? Okay, this article is literally posted from August 27th. Let me see what's up in the chat real quick. Slayer says, Foot Locker definitely blows up during the holidays. This is true. And the malls in general, because everybody's trying to shop for their families and what have you. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, more people do that. And ironically, the outlet area where we have a mall here is a big outlet joint. That one seems to always be popping, but it don't look like nobody ever buying nothing. Honestly, I think it's a whole bunch of teenagers, which is probably different now since they're all back in school. They were just hanging out there because they got a huge food court. You know what I mean? So again, just because me and Dunk went to the mall almost every other day when we were younger and we did not spend a dime there. You know what I mean? Within maybe getting some food, It says JD Sports Chief Executive Officer Regis Lutz touted improved performance in the retailer's North American business despite reporting a dip in sales in the region in the second quarter. In the UK-based company's second quarter trading statement on Wednesday, the CEO noted that North America's improvement was largely due to a deferral of several new Foot Locker product launches from the first quarter, along with the strong sales trends in the apparel and its online business. It says in both Europe and the UK, Sluts added that the region saw good underlying performance in apparel and from newer footwear lines, especially performance-based and value-oriented shoes. So again, it ain't looking like, we haven't really talked a lot about NJD Sports in a minute. And I was like, man, I'm hoping everything is good. But again, they seem like they had a game plan a long time ago, because if you think about it, they obviously got a lot of umbrellas too. They got the Finish Line joint, which they said eventually we're supposed to see, and this is what I'm assuming, right? The Finish Line stores are supposed to move inside of Macy's, which is gonna be a win, and they'll probably put a JD Sports outside of joint in the mall, so that's gonna be a win too. But I will say this: when you go into JD Sports, I will say this, right? Maybe because I'm just so used to the Foot Locker style of thing of what I grew up on, JD Sports feel like a straight fucking club. Like, I always feel like Lawson don't know where the hell to find a damn J section at. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it 100. I'm going to say, as in both, and he added the region saw good. Read that one part. Where we at real quick? Let me go to the next part of the article. It says, we're making strong progress in developing our omni-channel customer proportion, store footprints, and supply chain, and we are controlling our costs and cash effectively. Schwartz stated, I'm proud of all our teams across the globe for their energy and focus against tough trading conditions. So they let you know, man, they've been feeling it too. They just been kind of probably keeping a low profile about it, because to be honest, dog, I can't even remember the last time I copped anything from JD Sports and or Finish Line, right? And again, but at the same time, under that umbrella too, they have Hibbets, they have if I'm not mistaken, DTLR, and if I'm not mistaken, they have Snipes as well, if I'm not mistaken. Again, don't quote me on that, but think about this. The Hood pull up the Snipes all the time. Me, I just pulled up the DTLR for my last sneaker pickup. Well, technically not my last, but the one before my last, right? We got another, everything goes right, I should have another unboxing on feet coming at the end of the week, hopefully. But yeah, I saw her say like my last like in-store pickup, in-person pickup was from DTLR, which if I'm not mistaken, that falls under that JD Sports umbrella, so they made money. You know what I mean? I would assume, right? Where we are real quick, where we at, it says, we're making strong progress in developing the omnichannel. Read that one? I think so. Hold on. In the omnichannel poor possession, store footprint, and supply chain, and we're controlling our costs and cash effectively, Schultz said. I'm proud of our team across the globe and their energy focus. Yeah, we read that part. So let me go on to the next part of this real quick. It says, this comes as the company noted that the total sales in the second quarter of the fiscal 2026 were 3.11 billion pounds, down 3.0% from the same time last year. So again, even they're starting to see declines too, not just quote unquote Foot Locker, even though they're being, acquired by Dick's Sporting Goods. Again, we've said this time and time again, dog. If Nike, the head honcho, was seeing numbers decline, anything underneath that is going to see the same thing for now. I'm not saying other brands can't rise up and overcome and, top Nike, pause. But right now, not in this day's economy, man, in my opinion. It says by region, North America sales dipped 2.3% to 1.12 billion pounds when compared to the same time last year. As for Europe, the region's like-for-like sales declined 1.1% to 1.05 billion pounds in the second quarter. The UK saw sales drop 6.1% to 806 million pounds, and Asia Pacific reported a 0.3% increase in sales to 129 million pounds. It says across the region and facetious in general, we see a resilient consumer. Abbott very selective on their purchases. Schwartz added, We therefore remain cautious on the trading environment going into the second half for our fiscal year of 2026. Profit before taxes and adjusting items, we expect it to be in line with the current market expectations before an indirect impact of the U.S. tariffs we continue to work through. So he's saying, like, all right, we took a little bit of dip, but we should bounce back. But he's pretty much saying in his own words, probably once the tariff hits, we'll see stuff probably, go down again. If I had to guess, because this is where the customer or the consumer got to bite the bullet. While yes, the companies are going to fit the bill to pay the extra that they got to pay for the tariffs, but they're going to turn around and put it right back on the little guy like us in some way, shape, or form. So it's really us paying for it. And at that point, we're already being nickel and dime across the board. It's just to eat. You know what I'm saying? Grocery shopping in general. It's getting to the point now, I've seen it where some places or some food stores, if not all, right? It's getting to the point now where everybody's like, yo, if you want to save money, stop going out to eat. You spend a lot of money out on to eat. Just go to the grocery store. You get everything X amount of price and cook it yourself. Now it's getting to the point where, hell, you might as well eat out because of what you're spending at the grocery store now. You know what I'm saying? You're getting closer and closer each and every time. Devon Photo says Foot Locker probably would have eventually went out of business if DSG didn't buy them out. You think so? I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm gonna tell you this. That would be mind blowing to hear that, right? And keep in mind, I'm very curious if they're gonna keep the name of Foot Locker too. Think about this: who was it? T-Mobile got Sprint. Hell, Sprint went out of business. I didn't even think that would do that. You know what I'm saying? Manuel Kick says run it up. Says JD Sports noted that it does not consider direct impacts of the U.S. tariffs on the company, but continues to monitor the ever-changing landscape of how brand partners are addressing the situation. It says, looking ahead, the company said it remains cautious given the continued strains of consumer finances, unemployment risk, and the ongoing shift in footwear products. That's another thing, too. There's been a lot of unemployment, recently because of all the cuts of here and there. And it's not just, Foot Locker. It's not just these stores, but you think about it, it's across the board too. They're in that mode where it's like do more with less. You know what I'm saying? Which the math don't always gonna math out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, as humans, we have to eat too. Again, we're all feeling it. I don't care no matter how you slice it and dice it, from the people at the top, from the people in the middle, and to the people at the bottom. Because the people at the top, the middle class probably feels it the worst because we have to help both, And that's not saying I don't want to, but it can put more strain on anybody. Where we at real quick? Let's see. Mandarin Kick says Divine 100 salute. Long Beach says JD Sports is doing the thing. They're trying to, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see because again, even they're anticipating to, take a little bit of a dip. Where we at? Devon says some stores struggling when it comes to sales, but with stores like JD/Finish Line and other online stores, Foot Locker is slowly becoming an afterthought for some people. Yeah, this is true. This is true. This is a thing too. Can DSG bring them back? Can they bring them back to where they need them to be? Can they do that? It's me. I don't see it. But maybe this is why JD or DSG was making moves and they was able to acquire stuff like this because they know something they can bring to the team to help Foot Locker that they couldn't figure out. Let's see. Divine Photo says Manuel the Kick salutes 100. Devon says people go in the stores doesn't mean they end up buying things. Look at Barnes and Nobles. They had to close stores because people weren't buying books. They were reading majority of the books in the store. Yeah, that's just true. They would read the joints, come back, read the joint, probably come back. Yeah, this is true. Anytime I've been in a Barnes and Nobles, I don't think I bought anything, dog. I'm gonna be 100. I don't think I bought anything. I even checked for some stuff. But my thing, I guess, with the Barnes and Nobles, I would compare it and end up saying like, man, you might as well get the joint online. You saving dollars here. This on the third. That's what I was end up doing. I had to study for certain stuff. Let me read the last little part of this article, then we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases. It says, we are well placed to continue growing our market share in the key growth regions of North America and Europe, and confident about the medium-term growth prospects of our industry, Sloat said. The company will release a full first half results on September 24. Let's see. Man with the Kick says, dead ass divine. Cool. So let's talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases and get ready to wrap this thing up here, man. I've been on this joint for almost an hour. Again, appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love. If y'all haven't done so already, smash the like button. You know what I mean? Divine Photo says, plus, when they came out with the Kindles and the audio books, people hardly buy paperback books. Yeah, this is true. I tried to get a physical copy of a book, but it turns out, dog, it was just much easier just to do the digital version because I'm always on my computer or my phone anyway. And you can get, even if you don't have a Kindle joint or even if you don't have an audio book, you can pretty much configure your phone and or your computer to read it out loud to you and highlight it. And all you got to do is listen. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Even if you don't get an official audio book, you can still get, like, you can use your own. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Devon says, tomorrow might be EA or a shock drop for the undefeated fours. My thing is this, if they're supposed to come out, aren't they supposed to come out on the 28th, right? If I'm not, no, aren't they supposed to come out like what? On the 3rd, at the end of this month? If I'm not mistaken? Maybe they'll do some type of like shock drop or something like that. I'm not saying that they won't, but I'm just saying like I thought they'd already probably been out. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk upcoming sneaker releases real quick as we get ready to wrap this joint up. Can't help but notice these when I saw this. This is the Travis Scott Fragment Low. These are supposed to be coming out in September. I don't know the exact date. Looks like the price is supposed to be $155. So we'll see how this goes. I definitely would like a pair, even though it's plain Jane. But, you know, I still get kind of suckered into the joint. But I wouldn't mind having a pair of these guys right here. They do look nice, in my opinion. Where we at real quick? Devon says the 30th. Okay, so the undefeated four is supposed to come out on the 30th. Got you. It says they changed the date because of the Awake 5s coming out on August 30th. So... oh, okay. So, yeah, I know the Awake's supposed to be coming out there. I thought both were supposed to be. They probably did change the joint for, you know, ahead of time because they're supposed to be that. And there's a Air Jordan 5 for the ladies that's supposed to be coming on the 30th too, which I don't think nobody checking for, but I think that's supposed to be coming as well. So it makes sense. The bond says, plain Jane shoe stands out more for me. Got you. I think this is a dope shoe, though. I do like how the inside of the Nike check is kind of like this, but the outside, the flip joint, they got the blue on there. I think that was a nice touch to this. Again, you don't, because they could have easily did it in the inside, and it probably would have been a bit much, and we probably still would have bought it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Man in the Kick says, I need those Travis Scott lows. They clean. They clean. I fuck with them. Also want to talk the Supreme drop that's supposed to be starting. New season coming up here real quick. Fall and winter. Few items on here. So one thing that I've seen, there's supposed to be a Wu-Tang Clan collab. There's supposed to be a Michael Jackson collab on this joint. So this is the Wu-Tang joint. And I think Playboy Cardi is supposed to have a collab on this joint. So we got the Wu-Tang joint. What the hell is this thing right here? This is like some type of like, I guess, golf cart or some shit, like a beast version of the golf cart. This is my thing. It says, being honest, the college is, of course, drivable item is not another, wow, this is $50,000. I hope they're kidding, right? I don't know how much, but it says, yeah, another $50,000 Ducati bike. Instead, the Supreme will be launching a club car, golf cart with the flame graphics and plenty of red box logos. Of course, included is the Ice Hoops FX arcade machine, complete with NBA logos. But yeah, this is my thing. How much is this going to cost? I hope it's not 50. I say like at best that should be like 10K. I still wouldn't pay it, but God, Then they got a Supreme Air Force Ones. They look like they're putting a little different look to us. I actually wouldn't mind this black and white pair. And I actually wouldn't mind this black and white pair here. I kind of like both of these. I think I don't want them at the same time though. But I wouldn't mind having a pair. They look better than the previous versions we got where the Supreme logo looks like we could have just ironed it on. This one looks more indented in there. And it kind of reminds me of the Craig joints from Friday. You know what I'm saying? The joints that Craig was wearing on Friday. So I will say definitely I could tell they put some thought into the joint. Where we at real quick? Devon says, we gonna rock those Travis frags, but most people gonna resell for a bag. This is true. This is true. Devon says, if it's the Playboy Cardi t-shirt, no one's gonna care. It's probably gonna be that, because this is the Wu-Tang stuff. This is the Supreme like joint. I know that's the Wu-Tang joint right there. But yeah, that's the Playboy Cardi tee. I'm not, no disrespect to the people that's into Playboy Cardi, but I'm not buying a t-shirt of another man with his shirt halfway off on my shirt. No thank you. I don't think I would want to rock that. No disrespect. And of course they got the Michael Jackson stuff. I feel like they should put a little bit more thought into it, but I wouldn't mind having that Supreme Michael Jackson zip-up joint, especially if there's a black version. Then there's a Wu-Tang hoodie joint. To be honest, scratch that. And Michael Jackson, one of my favorite artists, but I do like the Wu-Tang hoodie. If the bag is right, I wouldn't mind having a pair of that. And then the Michael Jackson like basketball shorts, I wouldn't mind having a pair of that. So Wu-Tang hoodie for sure. It would have been nice if we got a Wu-Tang tee. Can we get a Wu-Tang tee? They could have did like a Wu-Tang logo and wrote Supreme in the middle of the jink. You know what I mean? I feel like that would have been nice. But yeah, Supreme accessories. So the golf cart joint. We getting the ashtray. I believe this is RZA joint. And looks like an ashtray in the coffee mug joint. Got a little camera keychain joint. Got a football helmet. This is that game console thing they were talking about. But I wouldn't mind having this in the crib. I wouldn't know where the hell I would put it. But at the same time, if it's one of those like it's $10,000, I'm not spending. No, thank you, not at all. You know what I'm saying? What else? It looks like Crep Protect is gonna join the foam cleaner kit program. If I'm not mistaken, right? What am I thinking of? Rejuvenators already did the little foam cleaner push joint, squish joint. But I guess it was only right that Crep Protect did the same thing. It's 3-in-1 foam, brush, and cloth. So they got the brush, cloth, and the foam cleaning kit coming up here for Crep Protect. What do you got? The thing is, I feel like Rejuvenator just took over the game. I don't hear too many people even talk about Crep Protect anymore. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, here I am. And then Action Bronson spotted in an unreleased New Balance 992 colorway with his boo. Again, I will say this. They are decent gym shoes. I will say that for sure. So I'm not going to sit up here and bash the joint at all. I think they are dope gym shoes. Let me hit the chat real quick. Where we at? Long Beach says, laugh my ass off. Polo is hilarious, but he keeps it real. I'm so serious, bruh. I'm not. And if you're talking about for the Playboy Cardi joint, no, I am not buying another tee with another man with his tee halfway off. No. You can't. What would you? I would have to basically black out the whole shirt and write pause on it, and you wouldn't even know why. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Where we at real quick, Manny with a kick says, facts, Divine, and I'm going to go for the MJT. If there's an MJT, I'll go for one. I would like to go for, personally, though, that Wu-Tang hoodie. But we'll see. This is just kind of a sample. I'm definitely going for the MJ basketball shorts. And, yeah, I'll rock them in the crib, though. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, I don't know. If they got a black version, right, I'll get a black version. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is just samples of the joint, so we'll see how it goes. Long Beach says, pause, shirt, left my... Exactly, dog. I'm just saying. But let me put myself back on the main screen. Let's go and wrap this joint up here for the night. Boom. Should be on the main screen right here. I do got more content on the way, and of course, we'll be doing the top anticipated upcoming sneaker releases on Monday. That video should be dropping. But other than that, man, I've been on this joint for an hour and 4 minutes. Appreciate everybody for coming through and being active in the chat. As always, you guys smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers. Occasional Tron Halls, y'all know we got Music Monday. I'll be back live again on Saturday with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast. Until then, sign up for that Sold Out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat, and it's free to sign up. Or, of course, we continue this sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, you name it. I'll see you guys again on Saturday, and more content on the way. Y'all smash the like button, sub up, and I am officially out this thing, man. Peace.
December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. right now. Hope I don't crash all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Told me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember.